Back in college, I wasn't exactly thriving socially. I wasn't in a fraternity, my grades were average at best, and my weekends were usually spent doing nothing memorable. I wasn't miserable, but I definitely wasn't happy either. These days, things are better. I built a life I'm proud of, but back then, I was just trying to survive and have a little fun where I could. My friends Bryson and Ian were in the same position. Most weekends, we sat around Bryson's dorm killing time. So whenever a party opportunity came up, no matter how sketchy, we usually took it. One Friday afternoon, Ian texted our group chat saying a girl he'd been talking to mentioned a party happening off campus. That alone should have been a red flag. Bryson joked that it sounded like some weird emo or metal gathering, and honestly, I agreed. But Ian swore it was normal. Plus, we were desperate. Bryson convinced his older brother Chris to drive us. Chris didn't drink and didn't mind tagging along, so everything lined up. About halfway through the drive, Ian started complaining. The girl, Callista, hadn't replied in hours. By the time we were 30 minutes in, her profile disappeared completely. We broke the news gently, she'd blocked him. Ian sulked, but there was no turning back. When we arrived, the house immediately caught our attention. It was massive, far bigger than anything else on the street. Music echoed from inside, and people were pouring in non-stop. It looked like a real party. Ian wanted to drink before going in, so Chris parked down the street. We finished a few beers, watched the crowd, and eventually headed inside. The moment we stepped in, something felt wrong. Every single light in the house was on, bright, harsh overhead lighting. No colored lights. No dim atmosphere. Everyone was dressed unusually well, like they were attending a formal event, not a college party. Even the music was strange. No lyrics. Just slow, echoing instrumental sounds that felt almost hypnotic. We tried brushing it off and grabbed drinks. People kept glancing at us, then quickly looking away. At first, I thought it was paranoia, or maybe I looked out of place. Chris got bored and went back to his car to smoke. Shortly after, 3 girls approached us. They were confident, flirtatious, way more forward than we expected. One of them joked about an entrance fee and raised a bottle of tequila. We didn't question it. As the night went on, I noticed something odd about one of the girls, Tina. There was a thin green line on her neck. Perfectly straight. Like it had been drawn on. Too precise to be an accident. I tried to ignore it. Eventually, Bryson and Ian both disappeared upstairs with their respective girls. Feeling anxious, I went to find a bathroom. When I finally got in, a tall man exited as I rushed forward. He stopped. Just stared at me. That's when I saw it. The same green line. Same color. Same size. When I asked what his problem was, he smirked and asked, "Who invited you?" I panicked and blurted out Callista's name. His expression changed instantly. "Do you see her here?" he asked quietly. I slammed the door shut. And that's when I realized we were never meant to be there. After locking myself in the bathroom, I stood there shaking. My reflection looked pale, eyes wide, heart racing. I couldn't stop thinking about the man's voice, or that green line on his neck. When I stepped back into the hallway, the atmosphere felt heavier. People stared more openly now. I started scanning necks, trying not to be obvious. That's when I saw another one. Then another. Same green mark. Same placement. Not everyone had it, but enough to make my stomach turn. I pushed through the crowd toward the stairs, determined to find Bryson and Ian. When I spotted them coming down, I pulled them into an empty hallway and told them everything. They laughed. Said I was drunk. Said I was jealous. Then Ian turned his head. I screamed. On his neck was a thin red line. Bryson checked his reflection in his phone. Red. Not green. Red. They tried brushing it off as makeup, but I wasn't letting it go. That's when a man walked past us slowly. He didn't speak. Just stared. Green mark. Clear as day. Bryson finally believed me. We ran. As we burst out the front door, It felt like the entire house was watching us leave. No one stopped us. No one followed. When we reached Chris's car, our phones exploded with messages from the girls, asking where we'd gone, why we left. They hadn't even seen us leave. We blocked them all. To this day, I don't know what that party was. But I'm convinced if that man hadn't confronted me, we wouldn't have made it out. A few years later, I was a graduate student at Purdue. Life was quiet, predictable, until my backpack disappeared. Laptop, wallet, keys. A few days later, I found a handwritten note under my door. "I see you." More followed. Then things started moving in my apartment. My bed was stripped. Drawers emptied. The police couldn't help. The landlord didn't care. I stopped sleeping. Then there was the girl from Temple University. Her project was replaced with a masked video, someone ranting about her life. Someone who had access to everything. Her ex wasn't responsible. Someone else was. They hacked her email, her Snapchat, sent pictures only she should have had. She lives in fear now, knowing someone out there knows everything. These stories have one thing in common. Someone was watching. Someone crossed the line. And once that happens, you never feel safe again.